Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here, and today we're going to talk about what it means to get promoted over your peers and then to have to lead them. So sometimes it can be an uncomfortable situation, and we're going to unpack that and figure out a couple of compelling ways that you might be able to regain trust in the relationship and make sure that you're managing them effectively. So before we get started, my name's Christina Holloway. I am an executive coach. I've been doing this for about 7 years. So if you're enjoying this content, please make sure you hit the like button, and hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe. All right, so let's get started. Getting promoted is a very exciting thing, and we always want to celebrate. When we've been promoted, we're being acknowledged for our work. However, there are many times where companies create circumstances where you get promoted and then they tell you you're going to be in charge of leading the people who used to be your peers. So where you used to all be on the same level playing field, you now have authority over them, which means you're going to have information about their salary, about how their performance works, and whether they're meeting their metrics. And this can be uncomfortable. Now, I have a client who actually is in the process of figuring out how to be a manager to his peers. He explained to me that half of his team, he has about 9 people. So we'll say 4 people are new. So he's never met them before, and now he's in charge of managing them, and they're fine with it. They like him, and they're following along with what he has to say. The rest of them, I'd say the other 5, are familiar with him and have worked with him before. 3 of them are his peers who are happy that he was promoted and are looking forward to working with him. 2 of them are peers who also applied for the same position and were not very happy that he received the promotion, and now they're not very happy that he's going to be in charge of them. So his question was, what am I going to do with those people? And so we're going to unpack some of that. If you want to repair the relationship with people who aren't very happy that you're now leading the team ahead of them, there are a couple of things you can do to try to meet them halfway. But always keep in mind that with a team like this, with people like this who may be a little resentful, there may not be too many ways that you can 100% repair this relationship. And that's where we want to start, is to be able to find a working solution. Is there a way that you can meet these people part way so that they feel okay with you leading them for the time being, and that they can cooperate with you so that all of you are successful? So the first thing you want to do is sit down and have one-on-one meetings with everyone. So those 4 people who are okay with working with you and don't know you very well, one-on-one meetings are going to be great. You want to find out exactly what their goals are, what projects they're working on, and how you're going to delegate and assign tasks. There's these 3 people on the team who are happy that you were promoted, and also you're going to have one-on-one meetings with all of those people, and you're going to start talking about, hey, this is great, things have changed, here's how we're going to move forward, and here's where I'd love to leverage your skills and expertise as we move in this new direction. And now you're going to deal with these 2 people who have a little bit of a sour note about you getting promoted. So you're still going to have a one-on-one meeting with those people, and you're going to explain to them, look, things played out the way they did. It is what it is. And now we're going to have to find a way forward. So you do want to make sure that you're creating an alliance with these people. This isn't about alienating them or lording your authority over them, because you know what? Yesterday you were just one of them, and today, just because somebody anointed you, you've now got this superiority over them. We don't really want to act that way. We don't want to send that kind of a message, and we don't want to behave that way. As much as it's possible that the dynamic between you and these people who might be unhappy that you're promoted, there already probably was some level of resentment, or there was a competition to see which one of you was going to get promoted, and you ended up being promoted instead. So the first thing, usually what we do is say, how can we work together? And then also, how can I support you so you can be successful? Because the message you want to send during a one-on-one meeting is, even though I've now been placed into this position, that doesn't mean that your run is over. What we want is for you to be happy. And in that case, we need to put you somewhere where you're going to be happy. And if that means that you want a different position while you're on my team, great, let me know, and we're going to make that happen. Or I invite you to continue looking until you find something that's going to make you happy, because my job isn't to stand in your way and prevent you from being successful in your own career objectives and your career goals. My job as a newly appointed supervisor is to just make sure we're going to continue the progress we've been making. So you want to spend as much time as possible explaining, here's why I want to align with you. Number 2, find a common goal. So if you're in the middle of a really major project, not much is going to change. Maybe you were named in this position as a supervisor to continue managing the project, in which case you can explain to the people who really don't want to be managed by you that you're not going to get in their way. Continue with your successes. And then the second part is, hey, if you run into any problems, if you run into any static from somebody else, let me know, because my job is to make sure that you can be successful and that you can keep moving forward, in which case I will intervene on your behalf or I'll have your back. I know that sometimes if the situation is tense, it's not going to be easy, but you should be able to say that, because as a person who's in a position of authority or who's now managing other people, you should be able to say that no matter who you're talking to. Hey, as a person in this position, I have your back, and that's who I am as a professional. Number 3, you're not just managing them, but you're directing them. There's a difference between being a manager and a director. As a manager, you're managing expectations, you're managing roles and responsibilities, you're managing deadlines, and you're managing the people around you. What are they supposed to be working on? How are they getting it done? What are the deliverables? What are the deadlines? And what are we trying to accomplish? Management. When you're directing, which is the next level up anyway, you're now trying to figure out, like air traffic control, how you can direct people to land successfully. So you're less about telling them how to do things as a manager, and you're more about directing them in the right direction so that they can be successful on their own. And when it comes to managing people that you used to be peers with who are holding a little bit of a grudge, stepping into a directing type of position is going to be much easier for you to be successful with these type of people. It's more about you just helping them and directing them where they need to go in order for them to be successful. They're going to start seeing you a little bit more as an ally. Number 4, build trust by creating a safe environment. You need these people to trust you, and there may be a previous history of playing games or competing against each other to the point where it got too far. And now what you need to do is reestablish trust and rebuild these relationships. If these people have no place else to go and they're adamant that they stay in their department, maybe they really love the work they're doing and they're just not happy that you're the one who's leading them at the moment, then there's a lot to be said for being able to communicate with them and telling them, this is a safe space. I'm not really here to intrude or interfere with your career trajectory or your career progress. All I'm here to do is make sure that you're successful. So like I said in this previous point, we're here to make sure we direct them to a safe landing and make sure that they're successful in how they deliver their objectives or their goals or whatever their projects are. But then at the same time, we're also here to create a safe environment. You can come and talk to me. You can talk to me in private. You can bring things up during team meetings. You can make sure that unless I know things, I'm not going to be able to intervene on your behalf. So we need to break the ice and be able to talk in a safe zone where we can at least be honest with each other and not feel like there's going to be too much tension. This is a little bit of an advanced technique. It requires us to leave emotion outside at the door and not bring it in with us during meetings. And as a person who's a level above them, you need to start practicing your ability to stay calm and develop resilience in the face of conflict or disagreement in conversations. So this is definitely a technique that you want to continue to develop, because let's be honest, if you continue to manage people and you continue to grow and evolve, there's always going to be conflict. There's always going to be somebody who comes to you complaining or saying, I'm not satisfied or I'm not happy. Or there's going to be somebody coming to you from some other direction saying, why isn't this done? What is your team working on? So this is always about managing expectations. And in this case, if you're dealing with people who are a little bit unhappy with the way things played out, then you do want to be able to come to them and say, even playing ground. Let's get back to set to zero. And then let's try to be in a trusting, safe environment where we can talk honestly. Otherwise, we can't move forward. And this is a suggestion that you could make to allow them to feel like they can be in a safe space where they can tell you exactly how they feel. Because also the other half is, if they're really not happy working with you, then they probably do want to let you know. And give them a safe environment where they can just express themselves, so that once they get it out of their system, you can say, it's okay, it's fine. I get that you're not happy. I get that you're not in a place where you want to be managed, and that you wish somebody else could have done it, or that you could have been in this position and not me. That's fine. In which case, again, I don't want to be in your way. I just want to make sure that we can at least work well together for the time being. And the last point, they can leave. Now, that's what my current client is working on. They immediately told him, since you got promoted, there's no path for us. We're going to leave. The answer is always, I'll do whatever I can to make sure that you can move and feel supported wherever you want to go. So it's always the first thing we talk about as well. If a person was absolutely vying for the same position you were, you absolutely want to ask them, where do you want to go next? Now that I'm in this position, where do you want to go next? Because if they really had a career objective to get promoted to the next level and you took that position from them, they now want to understand, where are they supposed to go next? Where else can they get promoted? That's the first thing you want to do once you realize that they're not going to be happy working with you, that there's nothing more for them to stay engaged with the work. You want to tell them immediately, I'll do whatever I can to make sure that you also can get promoted where you want to be, or just transferred into another department where you now have another path to move forward. You're a professional. You've been promoted. You're now going to step into that new version of yourself as a leader. And if you're suddenly a leader of people, a newly appointed leader of people, you want to make sure that you show up being respectful, not just of your thoughts and expectations and your excitement of the role, but also the thoughts, expectations, and the feelings of those around you. And you've now handled those new people that you're working with who are neutral, who have no opinion of you, those people that you're familiar with who are happy for you, so they're in a good space. And now you've dealt with those people who are not too happy that you're going to be their boss. So you've created a framework and an outline. You've communicated with them very clearly, with compassion and with kindness, and you've also given them a way out. You've given them a way to be supported if they stay, and you've given them a way to be supportive if they leave. And when they do decide to leave, most do, when they decide to leave, you do want to let them know, I'll do everything I can to support you and make sure that you land somewhere feeling good. Once they're gone, those feelings will be gone. That relationship will be gone. You'll be able to move forward with purpose. You could replace them with people you don't know who are now going to be back in the neutral pile, and you'll be able to move forward. So there's definitely space here for you to create a healthy working environment, especially even if you have people who aren't too happy that you got promoted. Okay, so that's it for this video on what to do once you've been promoted over your peers. Please feel free to hit the like button. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.